Fidelity Building Services Group is a national technical services provider for commercial, industrial, and institutional facilities. Our team delivers proactive, world-class service and innovative building solutions, including HVAC services, design build, engineered retrofits, smart building controls, system integration, energy consulting, emergency power generation, and award-winning mission-critical services to our valued customers nationwide.
This is where Anne feels most comfortable. But when she started to feel uncomfortable, this is the MedStar Health Urgent Care team that stepped in and consulted with a specialist, then connected her to a leading cardiologist that diagnosed her blocked artery that could be unblocked with life-saving surgery that allowed Anne to heal more quickly, getting her back to where her heart belongs. MedStar Health, it's how we treat people.
This is TU, where big college promises turn into life-changing action. Opportunity here isn't pie-in-the-sky thinking. It's out there in the world doing. Potential isn't in the future. It's now, in every line of code, in every creative spark. And discovery isn't starting from scratch. It's digging in to your existing momentum. Join a community of doers and grab life by the stripes at Towson University.
As parents, we want to put our children on the right path, one that leads them to become intelligent, responsible, compassionate adults. That path begins with a Catholic education. Catholic schools inspire academic excellence with a balanced curriculum that integrates music, arts, world language, and Catholic faith, while challenging students in the areas of science, math, and technology. Help enroll in a Catholic school today.
Shoot! He scores!
What's up, soccer fans? Alex Bastiavansky here, back in the MASL studio. Hope everybody had a fantastic week. A lot went down over the past few days in the league, and I'm here to tell you all about it in just 5 minutes. So let's go.
Tavares. Alves is at the back post. Alves is there, he scores! Short-handed winner! It's the first win of the season for Utica!
First win of the season, and in dramatic fashion for Utica City. They were down 6-1 in the third quarter, but the Blues rallied back with 6 straight goals to stun the Milwaukee Wave 7-6 in OT. And that was the tail end of a rough weekend for the Wave. On Saturday, they were in Baltimore, and the Blast withstood a late Wave rally to down the visitors 10-7. They were dancing. These two teams are absolutely sick of one another. This was the 4th meeting between St. Louis and KC this season on Saturday. The Comets remained perfect against their Missouri rivals, taking it 9-6. Tacoma was looking to go 4-0 on the season in San Diego, but the Sockers brought them down to earth with a thud on Tuesday. They shellacked the Stars 8-0 at Front Wave Arena to improve to 2-1-1 on the campaign. Then we had 3 big matchups to say goodbye to 2025 on Wednesday. UCFC trying to keep its momentum going after the big comeback win against Milwaukee, but they couldn't get it done. Baltimore triumphed 5-2. Utica fans, clearly not a happy bunch with that result. Empire, traveling from the comfy confines of California to brave the Wisconsin winter. They were in Milwaukee. It was a tight one, but the Wave managed to drop the boys in purple 3-1. And then, for the 5th time this season, St. Louis squared off with Kansas City. And finally, the Ambush pulled off the victory in dramatic fashion, no less. Randy Martinez going roof daddy to win it in overtime for the Ambush. Who has been hot lately? Well, Charlie Gonzalez, most definitely, for the San Diego Sockers. 4 points against the Tacoma Stars. 3 goals, 1 assist for Charlie in that contest. Donatos Melo, we talked about him being healthy this season after unfortunately suffering injuries last year. He's been healthy. He's been wrecking shop for Baltimore. 4 goals in the contest against Milwaukee. Zach Reggett, well, he continues to be dominant. He leads the league scoring races, you'll see in a moment. And against St. Louis, 3 goals and 1 assist over the Ambush on Saturday, including that beauty right there. And in goal, Boris Pardo, the San Diego legend, between the posts. He was picture perfect against Tacoma, making 10 big saves for the shutout victory for San Diego. Scoring leaders, as mentioned, yes, Zach Reagan continues to be on top with 19 points. Teammate Dom Francis second with 14. Then it's Alex Sanchez with 13. Jonatos Mello, 12 points. And Charlie Gonzalez rounding out your top 5 with 11 points. Your players of the week brought to you by Capelli Sports. Brian Wilkin in goal from UCFC. Teammate Sergio Penal from UCFC, and defensively Umar Silla from the Baltimore Blast. Let's start with Junior Penal. Absolutely instrumental in that comeback win against Milwaukee. He was all over the place. 4 points in the game, 3 goals, plus a helper. Silla, fantastic for the Blast against Milwaukee as well. He had not only 3 assists, including that lovely feed right there, but also a block against the Wave. And in goal, Brian Wilkin. UCFC does not win this game in overtime against Milwaukee without these massive saves, 11 in total on Sunday. Time now for your plays of the week.
Briggs pops it forward. SK on the volley. Ding dong, and it goes in. SK.
Andre Hayne using his physicality to maintain possession. Here's Genrick all alone. He scores. Kyle Genrick.
Here's Acosta. Got space. Acosta still going. Shoots, and wow! Leo Acosta.
Amani fakes a shot one way. He'll go the other and score. We've talked about it all season long. A rocket of a left foot for Rashad Amani to bring Utica City within 1.
Chavez, Frater, Chavez beats everybody. Chavez in, shoots, he scores!
That leg is okay. Oh, giveaway. There's a giveaway. Torrey Alba, look out, folks. Shot. Goal! St. Louis.
Tavares. Alves is at the back post. Alves is there, he scores! Short-handed winner! It's the first win of the season for Utica! What a moment for Gio Alves!
And that's going to wrap things up for this week's show. But just a reminder, all throughout the season, to stay up to date on everything that's going on in the MASL, be sure to check out the league's official social media outlets. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time.
If you are looking for the best indoor soccer experience, it doesn't get better than the Baltimore Blast, right here in Towson Arena. Grab your tickets today on Ticketmaster.
Fidelity Building Services Group is a national technical services provider for commercial, industrial, and institutional facilities. Our team delivers proactive, world-class service and innovative building solutions, including HVAC services, design build, engineered retrofits, smart building controls, system integration, energy consulting, emergency power generation, and award-winning mission-critical services to our valued customers nationwide.
This is where Anne feels most comfortable. But when she started to feel uncomfortable, this is the MedStar Health Urgent Care team that stepped in and consulted with a specialist, then connected her to a leading cardiologist that diagnosed her blocked artery that could be unblocked with life-saving surgery that allowed Anne to heal more quickly, getting her back to where her heart belongs. MedStar Health, it's how we treat people.
As parents, we want to put our children on the right path, one that leads them to become intelligent, responsible, compassionate adults. That path begins with a Catholic education. Catholic schools inspire academic excellence with a balanced curriculum that integrates music, arts, world language, and Catholic faith, while challenging students in the areas of science, math, and technology. Help your child reach their full potential. Enroll in a Catholic school today.
Down to the corner. Pushing away is Pinot. He fires, he scores. You just knew Junior Pinot was going to get one. It was a matter of when. The physicality, chops past Ludwig and fires home.
Orange. Give and go with Silla. Orange shot, goal! Oh! Orange puts it in the upper corner. It's 7-1 Blast. Assist number 3 for Silla. And the Blacks are up 7-1.
They didn't get that in. Briggs pops it forward. SK on the volley. Ding dong, and it goes in. SK with the fist pump. And they are back within 2. He got that one in.
Well, and look how far Baltimore is out, right? You don't want to sag inside the yellow line. You want to stay high.
Deflection off of Thompson for the goal. Are you kidding me?
Game since last year. Here's Acosta. Got space. Acosta still going. Shoots, and wow! Leo Acosta. You're going to hang a star on that one. Comets lead 5-2.
Mentioned that he forwent Christmas with his family, and what did he do? Practice. Gets past Austin, cuts in, gets past the second defender, the third defender, and then he went across the goalkeeper. Nothing that Paulo could do.
Season for UCFC. Shot blocked by Wilkin. Breakaway. Alaba. Tavares. Alves is at the back post. Alves is there. He scores! Short-handed winner. It's the first win of the season for Utica. What a moment for Gio Alves. Back from injury. And Utica wins their first game of the year.
I just want to be victorious. Doesn't matter what my story is. Even when the darkness shines, I'm not gonna lose this fight. I just want to be victorious. Fire in the flames, it's glorious. Even when the darkness calls, I'm not gonna lose it all. I just want to be victorious. Us, victorious. Us, victorious. Us, victorious. Us,
Welcome back to Towson, Maryland and the CQ Arena as we're about to begin the third quarter with the Baltimore Blast leading the Utica City FC 4-3. Check out some first half highlights here in CQ. Utica on the board first as Amadi gets a nice pass off the boards from Shalir to make it 1-0. As Baltimore responds as Chavez showing that speed and Prater notches it far post, and we are knotted at 1. Utica comes right back with Gendrich with a nice pass in the center of the field. Rodriguez with the initial save, but followed up for Utica, and they go up. Utica with a turnover there as Sila notches it home. As again, we go back and forth. And an unfortunate goal there for Baltimore as the ball deflects off Nico Williams, and Utica went back up again. And then it was Mello to Sila once again. Baltimore tying the game, and then Baltimore takes the lead here with Pretty goal between Nico Williams and Bruno Enrique. And Baltimore leads 4-3 at the break. MASL social media, get the latest news on the MASL and your favorite teams by following MASL Soccer on Facebook and Instagram and MASL Arena on Twitter. Shots for the game, Utica, 5 first quarter, 7 second quarter for a total of 11. The Baltimore Blast, 8 shots in the first quarter, 13 in the second quarter for a total of 21. As we start the third quarter here at CQ, Baltimore takes the ball in the corner, Jamie Thomas. Bad turnover early for Baltimore, and it's a goal. Very poor turnover by Baltimore, and Utica takes advantage, and Silva slots it home. See here, Jamie with just a lazy pass back to Juan Pereira. Julian Rodriguez tries to cut down the angle, but just a good finish by Utica, and we're not back at 4. Back and forth we go again, as both teams has answered the call here this afternoon. Belly yard for Utica. Over to Shalier. Off the boards, Mello clears to Frater. Frater 1v4. Frater needs to slow the ball down there. He was 1v4, he needs to back that back out, let Baltimore get set up and run their offense. Unnecessary turnovers for Baltimore here this afternoon. Foul on Mello in front of the Blast bench, and it'll be Utica City FC's ball. Amadi looks to take that ball on his left foot. He loves hitting it with that left foot. As the ball deflects out, and it'll be a kick in for Utica along the far wall. Good defense there by Pereiras as the ball goes back out to Amadi. Off the boards. Maldini looks to clear. And thought this might be a tie up along the boards, but it squirts out to Shalier and blocked by Thomas. Off the glass into the near corner, and foul on Shalier. It'll be a free kick, Baltimore. Rodriguez brings it up for the Blast. Brings it over to midfield. Down to Espinosa. Looks for Pereiras, shot wide. And cleared out by Utica. They wanted to make a line change. And looks like Omar Sila is okay after the brief injury there in the first half, as he looks to the corner for Espinosa. Double teamed by Utica. Turned it over, gets it back. However, turned over again. And Utica breaks out with Howard Miller Jr. And Omar and Espinosa playing tic-tac-toe. And the ball just bouncing around. And Utica called for a foul. So Baltimore makes some changes here to get their set-piece team on the field as they go quick. Saved by Wilkin. Baltimore looked to catch Utica sleeping, and a great opportunity. However, Wilkin with a big save for Utica. Penal. Breakout for Baltimore. They have numbers if they hurry. Bramuse. Save Wilkins. Wilkins coming up huge for Utica. That's two massive saves for Wilkin in a matter of a minute here with 11:30 left in the third quarter. Mello fouled hard in the far corner on Genrich, and it'll be free kick Baltimore. They go short to Juan, and Genrich took a direct hit with that shot, and he is down. He is down on the far side of the field, and I could hear that all the way up here in the broadcast booth. Hope he's okay, as that was a rocket from Juan Pereira. Looked like it was just the wind knocked out of him as he takes a seat on the Utica bench. Pereira to restart to Rodriguez. Down to Frater. Frater back out to Pereira. To Silo. Pereira dumps it down to Frater. Frater and Pereira to Silo. And another really poor pass by Baltimore, and they can't get out of their zone, and Silva just wide. And an empty net for Baltimore as Rodriguez is trying to cut down the angle. 2v1. Here's Frater, and he's wide. Shot is a goal! Frater looking for the net, and Alejandro Chavez with the rebound. And Baltimore regains the lead. 5-4 with 10:31 left in the third quarter. Baltimore on the break here. Frater had a couple options, decided to shoot himself. Hits off the far post, and Chavez was there to clean up the mess with a great finish, and Baltimore now leads 5-4. As the seesaw goes back and forth once again. Shalier. To Alava, over to Amadi. Quick shot there, Rodriguez clears, and it hops over the boards. Be a kick in, Utica along the far wall. Amadi to Alava. Alava down to Shalier. That was a great ball. He had Espinoza wrong-sided defensively there, so Baltimore a bit fortunate. As Shalier uses that tall, lanky frame to win that header. And a foul called on Baltimore. Not sure what that was. Utica went quick, and Baltimore breaks out. Genrich, great defensive work there as he breaks towards midfield. Looks diagonal to Amadi. Pereira in the corner, double team. And Wilkin collects. Utica looking to change on the distribution. And Miller on his own yellow line. To Willie Spur. Spur back with the ball. Miller. Miller to Orozco. Tavares. Oh, and they got away with one there. What a move by Omar. Oh my goodness, what a save. Omar Silo. Fantastic move to create that break, but Wilkin with another big save. He's come up so large for Utica so far this afternoon. Welly Vermouth. Wilkin pinned the ball as it squirts out, and Penal with a good turn. Penal, big body, what a save and a goal. Penal used that big frame of his to get that shot off, and Rodriguez makes the save, and on a rebound, Utica ties it up again. You see Penal here, great turn on the near boards, and fights off the defender to get the save, but then Willie Spur there to clean up the mess. And again, we're notched at 5 apiece. We've reached our immediate timeout with 7:41 left in the third quarter. We'll be back with more MASL Soccer.
Playing the lottery responsibly means knowing if something is a fact or a myth. Things like playing the lottery is a good way to relieve stress. The fact is, you shouldn't play the lottery when you're stressed in any way. Learn more facts and myths at mdlottery.com, and please play responsibly.
If you are looking for the best indoor soccer experience, it doesn't get better than the Baltimore Blast, right here in Towson Arena. Grab your tickets today on Ticketmaster.
Merrick Clubs is the place where you can find your people, your power, your center. The club where you... Merrick Clubs, fitness that matters.
MASLsoccer.com is your home for everything Major Arena Soccer League, all the latest news, leaderboards, highlights, and more. Capelli Sport is the official and exclusive preferred uniform and apparel provider of the Major Arena Soccer League. Visit MASLsoccer.com to shop the all-new MASL fan store for the latest MASL and team gear. Welcome back to CQ Arena in Towson, Maryland, as we have a good one here between the home side Baltimore Blast and the visiting Utica City FC, as we have been back and forth all afternoon, as we're knotted at 5 apiece. Utica with the latest goal from Willie Spur to tie the match at 5 apiece, as Chavez breaks out to Maldini. Maldini fouled by Belliard right in front of the penalty box, and it'll be a kick in Baltimore. Pereira to Espinosa. Leo back to Pereira. Back to Thomas, back to Pereira. Utica pressing the ball a bit more here. Baltimore's going to need to be a little more precise with their passing than they have been so far this afternoon if Utica's going to start pressing. Nico Williams. Mark in the corner, back to Pereira. Over to Espinosa. Back to Pereira. And he gives the ball away. it'll be a goalkeeper distribution for the Blast. It was a little better possession from Baltimore, but could not capitalize on any of it as they turned the ball over. As the ball is dumped down to Bruno Enrique. Back to Sila. Blocked, going to be a kick and Blast. 6:12 to go in the third quarter. All tied here at CQ 5-5. Oh, and a deflection goal shot by Baltimore. And a great reaction save by Wilkin. Wilkin's been phenomenal this afternoon for Utica. Has truly kept them in this game with some spectacular saves. As Orozco tried to clear. And it's knocked out by Pereiras. It'll be a kick in for Utica. Just in front of the advanced radiology board as Genrich collects near midfield. Down to Penal. Penal very quiet this afternoon, and Utica still in this match, so some of their other role players have done a fantastic job today taking up the slack as Penal, their big goal threat, again, held pretty quiet so far this afternoon. Penal back to Genrich. Back down to Penal. Penal saved by Rodriguez off the crossbar. As he looks to find Enrique Long. Double teamed in the corner. Off the board to the goal! Alejandro Chavez with number 2 on the day. And Baltimore regains the lead 6-5. Great work down in the corner by Bruno. And Chavez just beats his man to the ball. And a little poke by Wilkin. And Chavez with his second of the day. And here we go again. Baltimore leading by 1. Really good work there by Bruno Enrique in the corner. Get that prototypical indoor goal off the wall. And again, Chavez just beating his man with some great individual hustle to give Baltimore the lead once again. Thomas down to Frater. Back to Chavez. Again, with some key injuries in the Baltimore lineup. Some young guys for Baltimore really taking advantage of their opportunities in Chavez and Nico Williams. They've been fantastic, the both of them. Here's Chavez again. Frater, and there's Nico Williams. Jamie Thomas back to Frater. Frater marked by Alava. And Belliard retrieves in the corner. Blast trying to pin him in. Over to Shalier. And he does well to get away from Williams. Really well done by Shalier there. Slowing it down, and Utica maintains possession. 3:45 left in the third quarter. Baltimore ahead in this back and forth affair, 6-5. Saved by Rodriguez. Williams far boards. Back to Mello. Over to Sila. Sila knocks the ball out into the Utica bench, and it'll be a kick in for the city. Fans here in CQ getting their money's worth today as, again, back and forth affair. Vermouth turns it over and Utica counters. Very well defended by Omar as he goes crossfield to Pereira. Pereira to Vermouth. Vermouth back to Pereira. Back to Welly. Welly goes crossfield to Espinosa. Back to Pereira, over to Welly Vermouth. That's a mismatch for Pinal as Welly much quicker. Save Wilkin! Victor Pereira's looking for the distance shot there, and Wilkin comes up with a great save. Pereira fouled by Santos. And we have a delay of game warning to Utica. Final 2 minutes of the third quarter as Baltimore stands over a restart. And Sealy gets it back into Pereiras. To Maldini. Genrich. Maldini back to Rodriguez. Rims it around the boards and turns it over. Chance for Utica. Cleared out by Victor Pereiras. Again, here at CQ, turnovers is the name of the game. You definitely want to limit your turnovers as you can really be punished here in Towson. And we're seeing that on display here today. If you're a Baltimore Blast fan, a little too many turnovers for them today, so see if they can clean that up here in the final minute of the third and the final fourth quarter. Howard Miller, blocked by Bruno. Baltimore out of sorts defensively as Utica had some wide open save, Rodriguez. Utica trying to capitalize. Baltimore all out of sorts defensively on that last possession. However, Utica could not capitalize, and we're still 6-5 Baltimore with 45 seconds left in the quarter. Stevens, turnover to Nico. Good hustle by Williams. However, Alava looks for Shalier. Backing down Thomas. Squares up to Stevens. 25 seconds. Willie Spur. Back to Stevens. Good defensive work there by Enrique. Back out to Alava, 10 seconds. See if Utica can get a shot here in the final 10 seconds. 6 seconds. Good block by Jamie Thomas, and Jamie went down earlier with an injury, and he looks like he's having some lingering effect from that. We'll see how that progresses in the fourth as we go to a break. Heading into the fourth quarter, it's your Baltimore Blast 6, Utica City 5. We'll be back with more MASL soccer.
There's one thing I want you to do for me.
What?
Come here.
What?
Win. Win.
What are we waiting for?
No one comes into our house and pushes us around.
Let me ask you something, Mr. Campbell.
Uh-huh.
What kind of power you got?
Oh, man, you know I got some soul power.
This could be the greatest night of our lives.
We shut them down because we can.
They don't know your heart.
It ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward.
Let's go! Let's go!
Let's get ready to rumble!
Get the latest news on the MASL and your favorite teams by following MASL Soccer on Facebook and Instagram and MASL Arena on Twitter. Shots for the third quarter. Utica 13 for a total of 25. Baltimore 8 for a total of 29. Active third quarter as we went back and forth with Utica scoring 2 and Baltimore scoring 2. At the beginning of the fourth quarter, Baltimore leads 6-5 over Utica City FC. Kicking for the Blast Park corner as Sela looks for Espinosa. Double teamed and fouled right in front of the Utica bench, and Baltimore will have a restart. So far this season, this is the best effort that an away team has given here in Baltimore, as Baltimore has won their previous home games quite handily. So kudos to Utica as they played a really nice match here this afternoon, only down 1 goal. Espinosa to Sela, back to Espinosa. Foul on Alaba. Right at midfield, and Baltimore with a free kick. Down in the near corner to Enrique. Marked by Tavares, and he just shakes off Enrique, and Utica creates the turnover. Willie Spur. Diagonal to Shalier. Shalier to Genrich. Back to Genrich, looking for Shalier. Shalier down in the post. Blocked by Pereira's. Out to Amadi. Amadi and Juan Pereira. Little smack talking, I love it. Enrique turns it over, Belliard on the break. Williams defensively. Well done by Nico Williams. And gets the foul. Really well done by Nico Williams there. That's a second forward, tracking all the way back defensively and winning the ball. Chavez off the boards. Welly Bermuse, double teamed. To Mello. And that's a smart play by Chavez to regroup. 12:24 left in the fourth quarter. Baltimore still leading by 1 as Frater posts up down low. Back to Chavez. Chavez to Mello. Frater. Shalier tried to head it back to Wilkin. Didn't quite work out and does not go 3 lines. as Chavez wins the ball in front of the Utica bench. Diagonal ball to Bermuth. Bermuth, what a save! Oh my! Welly Bermuth puts his defender on skates there. Took a deflection, just could not finish. As Baltimore threatening here. This is much better by the Blast here in the fourth quarter. As Utica reeling a bit now. Oh, and just wide. Pereira was looking for Mello, and it went all the way through the box and just missed wide far post. Download to Pinal. Double team. Maldini. Out to Jamie Thomas. Jamie Thomas looks to really be struggling with a shoulder injury that he sustained earlier in the game. You can see he's just holding it very gingerly. That does not bear well for a Baltimore Blast team who is really hampered by injuries right now. Especially defenders. Baltimore down 3 or 4 starting defenders, so Jamie Thomas put into Yeoman's duty back defensively, and now he looks like he's picked up an injury. Espinoza back over, did really well there to get that ball, square ball to Jamie Thomas. 10 minutes to go in the fourth quarter as Juan Pereira plays the ball down to Nico Williams. Marked by Pinal. Good hustle by Williams. And the ball comes out to Pereira. Pereira to Mello. And Mello was fouled at midfield, and Baltimore will take the restart. If you look at the Blast in this game today, defensively, no Chad Porch, no Mateus Silva, no Patrick Thompson, no Marco Nascimento. So they've really needed guys to step up on the defensive end. As Utica looks to press now. Williams on the break. And he goes down, and Utica looks to come back the other way. Great defensive play by Juan Pereira as he plays it down to Nico Williams. And Wilkin comes out to cut down the angle. Well done by Wilkin, and the ball goes out of play for a kick in for Utica. Brian Wilkin all the way up near the yellow line for Utica as he chips the ball down to Shalier, and it rolls around to Rodriguez. Rolls the ball to Victor Perez. And a turnover. Poor turnover for Baltimore. And a goal. Oh! My mistake, I thought that was a goal. Blast very fortunate there. Very poor turnover in their defensive third, and they got away with one there. Chavez on the break. Blocked by Stevens. And he pulls it back out for Sila. Sila at midfield. Pereira's far side. Back to Chavez. Chavez having a fantastic game. 2 goals on the night. As the Blast are holding on to a very slim 1-goal lead, and another turnover for Baltimore, and a great diagonal pass. Sir Rodriguez! Goalkeepers coming up big for both clubs today, as Utica played a fantastic diagonal ball, and Rodriguez comes up big. Belliard along the near boards. Back to Santos. Santos down to the big man, Penal. Penal facing up against Sila. Sila turns him over. No foul call on Bramoose. And Baltimore was definitely looking for a call there. None given, and we play on. Maldini, great hustle as he clears out for Baltimore. And Alava with some great defense. And that's going to be a 3-line violation. Quick moving fourth quarter, down to 6:27. Again, Baltimore Blast 6, Utica City FC 5, as Mello restarts to Juan Pereira. Mello, little chip to Espinosa. Back heel to Sila. Looking for Pereira. And not the bounce Pereira was looking for off the boards. And Alava resets for Utica. Down to Shalier. I don't know if it comes across on the broadcast. Shalier is so tall and has long legs. Can really receive that ball down in the post. Oh, that was a good ball for Alava. Great run off the ball by Alava. Shalier was looking for him with a cross-field pass, just couldn't connect. Silva near boards. Just wide, and Juan Pereira trying to clear. Good pressure here by Utica. As that's a holding foul on the city. And Baltimore re-kick just in front of the Fidelity Building Services Group logo here at CQ Arena. Mello chips crossfield to Bruno Enrique. Back to Pereira. Pereira looking crossfield, diagonal ball to Bruno. Looking for Williams. Utica, again, pressing more, being down by a goal. As very well defended there by Utica, and they're on a break. Rodriguez gets the ball to Jamie Thomas. Jamie Thomas, as I just said, definitely has some sort of shoulder injury, as you can see when he runs, he's not even swinging that arm, so keep an eye on that, Blast fans. Great ball to Frater. Oh, and he hits the post. He thinks it's a goal, and the referees are saying no goal. And in the meantime, Brian Wilkin is down injured. Crazy set of events. As I'm not sure if they're going to take a look at this. Kayvon Frater was celebrating that was absolutely in the net. And they are going to go to a replay, it looks like. Let's see what referee Brian Miller has to say.
Baltimore Gore scored. This is a crew chief review.
So, again, Frater was celebrating like this was a goal. from our vantage point, it does not look like a good goal, but we'll see what the officiating crew has to say here as we have crew chief Brian Miller looking at the replay. As we take a look at it here, Frater hits it. It's very tough to, we're on the near side angle. That looks like that hits the outside post from our vantage point, so I don't believe this is going to be awarded a good goal, as they're already finished looking at the replay. So we'll get a clarification here from our officiating crew, but if I was a betting man, I would say this is going to be a no goal. Let's see what head official Brian Miller has to say.
After review, the call on the field is confirmed, no goal.
And as we expected, no goal. No goal. So 3:53 left in the fourth quarter. Baltimore still clinging on to a 6-5 lead against Utica City FC. And as I said, in that crazy play we just had, Brian Wilkin did go down injured, but he's jogging back into his goal mouth here, so it looks like he's okay. Although he is grimacing a bit, but he will continue. And Utica will have a free kick restart as we get started here in the fourth quarter. As we tick down here with Utica down by a goal, you are going to see Wilkin more aggressive up the field, and if not Wilkin, they will bring a sixth attacker, and that is a very poor mistake by Omar Sila as he clears the ball 3 lines, and Utica will have a yellow line restart. This is not what you want if you're a Blast fan and you're up by 1 with less than 4 minutes left in the game. And good timeout, in my opinion, as the Huerta Marrero, head coach for Utica City FC, uses timeout wisely here to really try and create a good scoring opportunity for his squad. On the other side, Coach Bascombe giving some defensive instructions to his guys, as again, this game has really gone back and forth, so Baltimore clinging on to this 1-goal lead with less than 4 minutes left in the game. We'll see what Utica drew up during the timeout as they bring out Silva, Pinal, Santos, Spur, and Amati. Again, look for Pinal on the far wing as Utica places 2 players down low with Rodriguez, and they go to Pinal. And Spur was looking for the deflection, and it goes out for a goalkeeper distribution for Baltimore. Genrich in front of his box. Over to Tavares, looking for Wilkin. As I said, you're going to say, oh, Wilkin with a mistake there, and fortunate for Utica, Baltimore could not take advantage as the goal mouth was wide open, and Spur has the ball on the yellow line. Utica has pulled their goalkeeper for a 6th attacker, and Baltimore's thrown a challenge flag. Coach Bascombe has thrown a challenge flag. I believe this is going to be for too many men on the field. I believe this will be for too many men on the field. We'll see what the call is. That was kind of a weird change with the 6th attacker for Utica.
Baltimore is challenging a potential 2-minute amendment violation by Utica. The play's under review.
So we will go to review once again. Again, a bit of an awkward change for Utica, trying to get the sixth attacker on the field as Wilkin was trying to get off and get the sixth attacker on. All the Baltimore players were waving their hands as to say too many men on the field. So we'll see what the call is here. When it comes down to too many men on the field reviews, a lot of this comes down to camera angles, right? If you can see the field and count the players. So we'll see what the officials are able to see here. But you saw the sixth attacker come off the bench there. Again, very awkward change. As they're still trying to take a look. This would be a devastating penalty for Utica if they get called for this too many men on the field with only 2:57 remaining in the fourth quarter, down by a goal. So for Utica, this could be a big, big swing in the match if indeed they did have too many men on the field. As you see there in the replay, all the Blast players signaling for too many men. And looks like they have completed the review. So we'll get the official call here from Brian Miller on the too many men call.
No too many men violation, stands. Baltimore loses their challenge.
So Baltimore loses his challenge. Good news if you're a Utica fan, as again, that could have been a devastating penalty for the city. Down one with less than 3 minutes left in the match. Utica will restart on the Blast yellow line. As it looks like Santos is out there as the sixth attacker. He's just has a warm-up on, so it's tough to see a number, but I believe that is Santos. Save Rodriguez. So here in Baltimore, it is very, very difficult to play sixth attacker. It is the ultimate game of live by the sword, die by the sword. So if Baltimore can get Utica to turn the ball over, very easy to score here at CQ Arena. Victor Pereras over to Mello. Mello over to fellow captain Juan Pereira. Over to Pereras. And the ball rolls back to Julian Rodriguez. Looking deep for Juan Pereira as we're under 2 minutes in the fourth quarter. Baltimore still has not gotten a shot off on the sixth attacker goalie, and Omar Sila almost puts the ball into the Arsenal pub there, and Utica will have a goalkeeper distribution. Minute 40 left in this one. Utica looking to square this up at 6. Amadi with a shot blocked. Mello with a clear. Santos traps on the Blast logo. Over to Pinal. Pinal, ill-advised ball there. Utica's going to want that back. Very poor decision by Pinal as he skies it into the crowd, and Baltimore will have a free kick on the near boards. Ball goes back to Julian Rodriguez, and Baltimore will call a timeout with 1 minute and 20 seconds left in the fourth quarter. So back and forth affair, and That clear by Penal just about took out our DJ there. And, hope he's okay down there. But back and forth affair here today as Baltimore and the city trade blows basically all day, with 2 goals in the first, 4 goals in the second, and 4 goals in the third. Alternating goals. Big players on the day. Chavez with 2 goals. Sila with 2 goals. And Baltimore again leads by 1 with 1 minute, 20 seconds left in the fourth quarter. David Bascombe down on the Baltimore Blast bench, giving his players some last-minute instructions as they're trying to see out this game and continue to be undefeated here at home during the 2025-2026 season. Upcoming games for Baltimore, Saturday, January 10th, 6 p.m. versus the San Diego Sockers. San Diego Sockers coming back to Baltimore for the first time in a very long time. That'll be an exciting match. And Sunday, January 18th, 12 p.m. versus this same Utica City FC. Rodriguez to distribute to Juan Pereira as Wilkin turns it over. And great pressure by Jamie Thomas as Sila with the ball to Mello. Mello down the corner, looking for Jamie Thomas. And they play the ball back to Wilkin, and now Utica will take their timeout with 58.1 seconds left in the fourth quarter. As I was saying, in that upcoming matchup versus the San Diego Sockers here at CQ Arena, it's been quite a while since the San Diego Sockers have visited the CQ Arena. So if you're in the area, make sure you get your tickets, because that'll be a fantastic match, as both of those organizations, over 40 years in existence in indoor soccer. Soccer royalty on display on Saturday, January 10th, here in Baltimore. Blast trying to see out this last 58 seconds as Coach David Bascombe puts out Omar Sila, Jonatas Mello, Victor Pereira, Juan Pereira, and Jamie Thomas. And Utica will go straight to the sixth attacker as Santos comes out as the sixth attacker as Utica tries to square this up in this last minute. Here we go. High pressure ball. Oh, Jamie Thomas. That's where Jamie's so dangerous. He presses the ball so well. And very fortunate for Utica there. Shalir. Another turnover by Baltimore. Another turnover. Pereira with a shot. Save Santos. Amadi in the near corner. Mello with the ball. Over to Pereira. Looks to Mello. Oh, Baltimore's caught here. Baltimore's caught here. Penal. Goal. Unbelievable. Baltimore caught offensively. Baltimore caught offensively. And Utica with a break. And Penal just slots it far post, and we are tied at 6. 21 seconds left in the game. And a poor mistake by Baltimore there. Poor mistake. No need to score there. They're up 1, and they're pushing a lot of players forward and get caught defensively, and Utica makes them pay. Juan Pereira goes for net off the restart, and Utica will have a goalkeeper distribution. 20.2 seconds left in the game as Wilkin looks deep for Penal. Penal to Alava, back to Penal. Blocked by Mello. Back to Santos, to Amadi. Amadi's going to want to look on his left foot here. Good defense by Chavez. And that's the buzzer for the fourth quarter. As Penal scores with 21 seconds left in the game. And we will be going to overtime. Baltimore has been bitten by the last-minute bug this year in some games where had to lead against Tacoma and then ultimately ended up losing that game, had to lead against Milwaukee, ultimately ended up losing that match as well. And now Utica scores in the dying seconds of the fourth quarter. And we're tied at 6. So both teams will share some points coming out of this match as Utica is sitting second from the bottom on 3 points, 1, 2, and 1. And the Blast sitting third in the table on 10 points at 3, 2, and 1. So each team will at least get a point here today. Ultimately, we'll see who will get the extra point. So I'm sure Coach David Bascombe is going to be a bit frustrating with the outcome, whether the Blast gets the win or not. And he is over on the bench right now. Let's just say very animated. Very animated, David Bascombe, as he is imploring his players to get this done. Very fired up, Coach, as he should be, as Baltimore had the game in hand and has let it slip away, as the captains are at midfield with the coin flip. Shots for the fourth quarter, Utica City FC with 8 for a total of 33. Baltimore with 2 for a total of 31. So get ready here for overtime at CQ Arena. We'll see how each coach implements their strategy, whether it will be aggressive in the overtime or very calculated in the overtime. Either way, we're getting ready to start overtime. Utica City FC with the kickoff. Penal will have the touch as 10-minute sudden death overtime here at CQ. And we're underway as Alava went to go far corner, and Baltimore turns the ball over to Juan Pereira. Pereira deflection to Sila to Maldini. Maldini turns it over. Very bad turnover. And a goal. "20 seconds into overtime, and an absolute gaffer of a giveaway in their own defensive third. And Utica City FC steals one here in CQ. Unfortunate for Baltimore Blast fans and elation for Utica City FC fans, as very poor turnover by Maldini there, and Alava just has a wide open net and slots it home. So these teams trade wins over the last 2 weeks. Baltimore winning in Utica, and now Utica winning in Baltimore. Let's take a look at the save of the game. Save of the game here as Rodriguez comes up big with a shot from Genrich just outside the yellow line. As our next broadcast, January 10th, 6 p.m. again versus those San Diego Sockers. Make sure you're getting your tickets, Ticketmaster.com, here for the match against the San Diego Sockers. Thank you for joining us here today on MASL TV from the CQ Arena in Towson, Maryland. Our final, Utica 7, Blast 6 in overtime.
This is TU, where big college promises turn into life-changing action. Opportunity here isn't pie-in-the-sky thinking, it's out there in the world doing. Potential isn't in the future, it's now, in every line of code, in every creative spark. And discovery isn't starting from scratch, it's digging in to your existing momentum. Join a community of doers and grab life by the stripes at Towson University.
Playing the lottery responsibly means knowing if something is a fact or a myth. Things like playing the lottery is a good way to relieve stress. The fact is, you shouldn't play the lottery when you're stressed in any way. Learn more facts and myths at mdlottery.com, and please play responsibly.
As parents, we want to put our children on the right path, one that leads them to become intelligent, responsible, compassionate adults. That path begins with a Catholic education. Catholic schools inspire academic excellence with a balanced curriculum that integrates music, arts, world language, and Catholic faith, while challenging students in the areas of science, math, and technology. Help your child reach their full potential. Enroll in a Catholic school today.
This is where Anne feels most comfortable. But when she started to feel uncomfortable, this is the MedStar Health Urgent Care team that stepped in and consulted with a specialist, then connected her to a leading cardiologist that diagnosed her blocked artery that could be unblocked with life-saving surgery that allowed Anne to heal more quickly, getting her back to where her heart belongs. MedStar Health, it's how we treat people.
Merit Clubs is the place where you can find your people, your power, your center. The club where you find your fitness that matters.